So if you're heading into 2019 with the goal of not sweating the small stuff, of how to learn how to let things go and figure out how to quiet your nonstop mind, take a breath. Give me your full attention right now and listen to what our next two guests have to say. Nina Purewal and Kate Petru are the authors of a book we can't actually say the name of on morning TV, but here's the PG version. It's called Let That Stuff Go. So Nina and Kate are here this morning with tips. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
So this book, it has real practical advice on how to actually calm your mind down. It's about keeping things present, and I love some of the tips you guys give. One of them was narrating like toddlers do. It feels silly, but it actually works. Can you take me through it?
Yeah, sure. So we are so busy as a society, always on the go. And one thing we have to really understand is how much our mind is moving. Our mind is going 100 times faster than our body. So a really key tip that we talk about in the book is to be aware of that constant ruminating mind. And when that happens, just go back to what you were doing in that present moment. So let's say you're doing the dishes and your mind is thinking about, I shouldn't have sent that email, that tough conversation I had, I gotta pack my kids' lunch. Just go back to doing the dishes. And in your mind, say a dialogue like, now I'm putting soap on the sponge. Now I'm making circular motions on this pot. Now I'm rinsing this pot. And you might feel kind of silly saying that, but it takes you into the here and now and out of the stress ride that your mind takes you on.
The book talks about a mind dump. What is that?
For sure. We love this. So when you're feeling really stressed out and you have so many thoughts in your mind, you're going to implode, we ask you to just write them all down. And the beauty of that is sort of similar to a grocery list, for example. You know, when you think, oh, I've got to get this, I got to get this. When you write it down, it's not in your mind anymore. And the same thing goes for your worries. Sometimes we make them so big out in our mind, but when we write them down, it just doesn't seem so big and we're better able to tackle it.
And it acknowledges what we feel because we all feel and it's okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not bad to get mad. It's not bad to get worried. It's not bad to be anxious, but you got to let it go.
Right. Yeah. We talk about the importance of feeling those emotions, but then once you feel them, work through them and then let it go.
You guys say the word should. We should just get rid of it. Why is that?
Yeah, we find the word should so toxic. And that's because we're getting these messages from the media or society or our friends to say, we should be doing this or we should be doing that. But the thing is, that might not have actually come from you. For example, you know, I have to have a house by this age. I have to have this many, you know, children. And, you know, I kind of struggled with that. I felt like by my 30s, I should have a house by now. But when I look back on what was important to me, you know, I picked jobs that were socially conscious and environmentally conscious. Not that the two can't coincide, but I wanted to do things that had an impact.
That had an impact for you.
Yeah, and so that the should was someone else's. It didn't actually come from me. So when you have those shoulds and you're feeling stressed out, take a look at them. Did it come from you? Did it come from someone else? And what's important to you? Maybe you are actually living a life that aligns with your own values.
Nina and Kate, thank you so much for being here, you two. I am going to say one should. You should go get this book.
Oh, thank you.
So there you go.